Hi, my name's Denise Cooper, and I'm sitting on my back porch and I was thinking about you. So, one of the things I was thinking about is how can I make it easy for you to get started with me? And I could have written a long message about it, and then you'd have to read it. And I thought, with today's technology, why don't I make it a little bit more personable? So I'm sending you this video to give you some hints and tips and some requests in terms of how to get started. I want to give you some information, and in turn, you're going to give me some. So let's get started. The first thing is below there's a link to your private portal. It's a place where you're going to be able to put all your information, store documents and your work, and I'm going to send information to you. You'll be able to access it at any time, anywhere there's an internet connection and you have access to it. So that's the first thing. And when you go in, fill out your profile. And what I'd love for you to do is really fill it out. Give me some information about you. Let me know about you, because the more I know about you, the more I can help you. I want to know about your kids and your birthday and some of your work history and things that are important to you. Additionally, I'd love it if you put in a personal photo so that I know what you look like. Many times I have clients that I never ever really get to meet, but I love the fact that I know who they are based on their profile. And the picture just helps me. And I think it's only fair. You get to know me, you just get to see me. So now I get to see you. The last thing is that I really strongly suggest that you put in a private email. Oftentimes the corporate emails get, the spam controls get tightened and you don't even know it, and so things get blocked from outside organizations, especially mine, which is Remarkable Leadership Lessons. And if it's not already whitelisted, please do so. And let your computer and your email system know that you want to accept emails from me. But to circumvent that, I really ask people to put in your private email. And the other reason is that many of my clients stay with me for many years, not necessarily doing the same thing, but they come back and I grow with them and they grow with me and we start different projects, etc. And I like to keep in touch with them. They often become my friends, and I enjoy keeping in touch with my friends and knowing how they're doing and their families, and we just kind of create a different circle. So I'd appreciate if you put in a private email as well as your work email if it makes you comfortable. So that's much about the login. The next thing you're going to see is a link to something that's called the Judgment Compass, and it's an assessment, and you've probably taken assessments before. In this day and age, everybody seems to have one, but I like this one because it's not a right or wrong. There's no judgment attached to it. It's a point in time. This is who you are today. You're not the person you were 5 years ago. You're not going to be the person you're going to be 5 years from now. And so it's just something to give you a picture of where you are today and maybe help construct a path for where you want to go. It takes about 15 minutes. I tell people all the time, if it takes you more than 15 minutes to take it, you're probably wasting a lot of time because it isn't going to make a bit of difference. The way you think and the way you see the world is the way you think and the way you see the world. Don't change it because you think it's going to help you, because it's not. What we really want to understand is how do you put information together so that you make decisions, and that's what this assessment does. If you have any trouble with either one of the links, you have my phone number and you have my email address. Please let me know as soon as possible so that I can get both of those things corrected. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the program overall. Regardless of the program that you're involved in with me, I base everything on 5 steps. They're not linear. We may jump around from time to time, go backwards and forwards until we get to where it goes. I like to think of it more as a spiral. So every level has a new devil, but the devil manifests itself in a different way. And we use many of the same techniques, or at least these 5 techniques that will allow us to continually go back and refine the work that we're doing. Additionally, it'll give you something that when we're no longer working together, you can always go back to the information and apply these same 5 techniques by yourself and still come up with some amazing and remarkable results. So the first step is always about get focused and get some insight. Figure out exactly what it is that you're trying to achieve, and then let's look at the results that you've gotten and understand how we got there. From that, we'll gather the insight that will give us the foresight so that we can act in the future, and that you can do it independently and you can do it successfully on your own. The next thing we'll look at is relationships, which is and we're going to be building strong alliances and building up your team whether you are a leader with people who report to you or you're an individual contributor and you work on teams. How do we create the kinds of alliances that make things happen and make them happen quickly? If you do any research on strategy and implementation, implementation is where everything kind of falls apart, mainly because we don't work on the alliances and alignment, mindset alignment of the team of people that's with us and working with us. The next thing is about having attractive conversations, attractive and powerful conversations that help you create the alliance and the team and the focus that you need so that you achieve your goals quickly and easily. And so I'm going to help you understand how conversation leads to meaning, and meaning leads to assumptions. Assumptions lead to behaviors and actions, and then how we evaluate, and how to deconstruct that not only in your head but in the heads of others, so that you can have more authentic and powerful conversations with people that you're working with. The next thing is that we're going to chart a course. And one of the things that I remind people all the time about is life is not something that you can create a roadmap and then go step by step by step. Life happens, and oftentimes the unexpected is what throws us off our course. And so if you know, you have a compass and you know which way you're headed, we can get there. And sometimes you can't go through something or in a straight line. You've got to go around, but you've got to have a course of action and a destination that you're trying to get to so you know you're successful. The last is E, and that involves engaging, because ultimately, no matter how much I talk to you, if you do not engage and do the work, nothing changes. And we're all about change. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said yes to this program. From engagement, it's about empowering you to be able to do the things necessary to make the shifts that you need to make so that you can achieve your success and sustain that success throughout the rest of your lifetime. You're going to be able to be enlightened and evaluate your progress so that you understand the difference between a project goal and a process goal. And process goals are very different than project goals, and we're going to talk more about that throughout the program. Well, if you'll notice, I'm like everyone else, and I have an acronym. And when I was thinking about my system for helping people not only get the results that they want, but also to sustain them even after our relationship is over, I chose GRACE. And GRACE means elegant motion and action. And what I wanted was something that was simple and elegant and refined, sustainable for the people who work with me. But the other is that I wanted you to be able to maximize favor. You know, sometimes opportunity just is favor. And to be able to do it, you've got to be in the right position with the right frame of mind so that you can capitalize on it. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm going to talk to you very soon, because the third thing that I want you to do is I want you to set up your first 4 appointments. Some people do it every week, and some people do it bi-weekly, and that choice is yours. If you want to get started, get a quick jump start, I suggest that you set the first 4 ones on a weekly basis. If your schedule doesn't allow, then do it bi-weekly, and then we'll set up the rest of the appointments at a later date. If you have any questions, you have my email address. You also have my phone number to my cell. And I'm a very tech-oriented person, so feel free to give me send a text message if you need to. You obviously have unlimited email support, as well as any middle, kind of what I call strategic coaching sessions available, or talking sessions. So if you need to practice something, feel free to utilize all of these services. I am here to support you. I am here to make sure you achieve your goals. And with that, I am going to sign off, and I'm going to allow you to get busy. I hope you have a fabulous afternoon, as I'm having in my backyard, but I'm also thinking about you. And I really like that. So I'm looking forward to getting started, and I'm more importantly looking forward to your success. Bye now.